Hello. Mm. No. Should be fine with this. Oh, no, that's just one side. No. Facing. Still trying to sit up. Hi, I'm just the first time do the streaming on YouTube. Still a lot to figure it out. Not sure how it works. I'm gonna do. Oh God. Let's see how it works. Oh God. Okay, I'm gonna start. I know that it's gonna take me time to figure all this out, but this is gonna be the first trial for Go YouTube streaming. So yeah. Mm. It's time 2:42. So okay. Now it doesn't matter if there are people in the stream room or not. I'm gonna talk. It's just as a practice anyway. Maybe I should play piano now. No. Oh God. Participation. Reaction times. Send feedback. No. Two, one. Okay, I'm just gonna practice. So let me briefly introduce myself. Um, I'm not familiar with this system yet. It's the first time I do the streaming in YouTube ever, so it shows me there is one audience. I'm not sure. Maybe. Oh, hi. Oh, hello. Oh, I remember you. You comment a lot in my channel. I wonder, are you from India? I think so. Oh, nice to meet you. Yeah, you are very intelligent and very mature in thought. No, I'm not AI. Well, one of the reasons I do the streaming now is just I'm a little bit fed up with this accusation about I'm not real and AI stuff. So I'm not familiar with the streaming, but at least I will show to people that I'm real. So next time if people commenting, they will know that just they made it up. That would be great. So ah, I have a friend. She's also from India. Well, yeah, now I live in UK, and she's also here in UK, and she is very beautiful, and she has big eyes. Actually, I just took some photo for her because I like photography. Yeah, but of course, at the same time, what my favorite is philosophy. Yeah. So what's the time in India now? Probably nighttime or yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm from China. I'm from Chengdu, a very civilized, futuristic city, you can say. Um, yeah, but you can also find it a little bit materialist. I guess it just depends. Some people like that kind of environment. So, oh, I see. 7 p.m. Uh, yeah. In my place, it's just almost 3. Yeah, almost 3 p.m. Well, I'm in Scotland, so um, you don't get much sunlight or daylight now in winter time. It's get dark very quick. Yeah, yeah, yeah. China is you can find a lot of modernized city and magnificent building, and people generally are kind and nice and welcoming. Yeah, yeah. Welcome to China. To me, I'm already been a long while. Didn't go back to China. Yeah, I miss my parents. Maybe one day I'll go back. Yeah, yeah. Well, anyway, the topic is I'm gonna like introduce myself a little bit. Well, but based on what we discussed, you already know. Like I'm from China and now I stay in UK. I'm in Scotland. Well, a lot of things been through in my life and quite dramatic. Last year I divorced and I come to Scotland. I know nobody here, but I just want a fresh start. So it's quite dramatic. Anyway, mm, yeah. Oh no, no, no! I'm not studying China, Scotland. I'm already 33 years old. I'm like far beyond the age of as a student. And yeah, I just want to start my life here. I love Scotland. It's beautiful and with a lot of mountain and beautiful scenery. And yeah, the lifestyle is a little bit different compared to China, but I like it. I guess that's what matters. Yeah, everyone get to choose. Mm. I'm not familiar with streaming at all. It's literally the first time I do the streaming. But I guess it's good to get to know people, even though like you hear me, like my English would not be that good. And I admire the people who can speak very fluent English to express what they want to express. I always wish if the world is only one language would be so convenient. But at the same time, as we always mentioned, respect diversity. So I guess it's fine. Yeah. 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 Just, oh, thank you. Yeah, I guess as like we are not like native English speakers, so we can understand each other more about this, the language barrier and the difficulties. So it's great that people can understand and can, kind of like tolerate my English. That's a great thing. Also, I mean, when you write the replies, your English is also brilliant. Well, most important is about what you want to express, really. But when I reply, I always use AI to help me to translate to smooth English, because um, I cannot write all those reply by English, but I always write it in Chinese. So, are you working or are you a student? I'm not sure. Oh, so you are working. Oh, I see. Yeah, sometimes I miss the time when back to the school. ACM. What is ACM? Oh, supply chain. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, I think as long as a job is not too much pressure and you still have time to enjoy life, and you can still have like health, which is like you don't work for too long time, then it's all great. Yeah, I so you know. Oh, I really into India philosophy a lot. Yeah, I was like learning it by myself when I was in China or when I come here. I just learn as much as I can. I read a lot of like books wrote by Chinese professor and also by Western professors, and of course from some gurus and from Hindu culture. Yeah, so yeah, from different sources. I think what's most important is you need to keep a positive attitude and have your own judgment, but at the same time to be humble. Because sometimes when we feel like, oh, I know it all, and we can easily just feel like we're better than others, whatever knowledge they are sharing with you, you cannot really listening into it anymore because you feel like, oh, I really got it all. And that's the most dangerous things. But as long as we keep humble, I always call myself as a seeker. Like I want to seek for the truth. Of course, I mean, we already live within the truth, the ultimate truth, we already live within it. You can call it God, call it Brahman, call it love. But still, if you want to seeking for the answer to understand, then you have to be humble and have to be positive. Because About humble we already talk about, because if you feel like you know it all, you cannot really take in any new knowledge. And the second thing also important is to keep positive, because you can see, for example, when I was in Facebook group, I see a lot of philosophy group. Everyone is so, how to say, like fighting with each other, like saying like, oh, you're wrong, and another one is saying like, no, there's no meaning. Another one, just a lot of conflicts and fighting with different belief, different perspectives. You can see it in all sorts of groups, like in religious group, in philosophy groups. And that's the time I start to feel like, oh my god, why, like why is it necessary? Because sometimes if you just calm down and listen to what they're talking about, there's not much differences, not really. But the thing is that, the kind of defensive atmosphere, that's the problem. When people are triggered in that kind of atmosphere, they just feel like, oh, I need to defend for my position. Another one feel like it's become like a debate. And that's the part that, like, I think that's the worst thing, because nobody can get closer to the truth when they are in those kind of mood, because people will feel like anxious, feel angry, feel so defensive, and so much attachment to want to win. So how can people get anything out of it in situation like that? So that's one of the reason I want to make this channel. But of course, as you said, I always love Indian philosophy. It's so brilliant. Of course, I'm not agree with everything. Something about shunya, something about complete detachment. I wouldn't completely agree with that. But there's so many insight. I found it so profound in Hindu philosophy, in India philosophy, or even Buddhism, or even Jainism. It's just as last time I released that episode is talking about let the vitality flow. That's how I feel about it. Like it's a very gradual development, a process, a procedure. You cannot say it already got the ultimate peak at this. No, they keep developing. Even though now, sorry, just it's actually, I think, the same. The philosophy is I cannot be right all the time or have a perspective, and I love hearing them. Yes, exactly. There is also a friend commenting today is suggesting that, like sometimes we just from different angle we like to debate with each other, but the fact is we're all living based on the same truth. That is it. So as long as there is resonance, there is understanding, there is respect, doesn't matter how different the opinion from people can be. It really doesn't matter. It will all work out. And this is also the motivation I have, that as you said, um, nobody can be right all the time. I know, like what you're suggesting is, if we just believe in some kind of perfection of a person, like whatever he said is must be completely correct. Um, that's a little bit dangerous. I do think so. Um, I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's possible there's somebody in the world that's just so wise. They could possibly always make the right judgment and always do the good thing and always consider for you. It is possible. But to give it all, to surrender it all to those kind of that requires a lot of courage. Well, so far, I don't find that courage in me yet. It's not because I'm not faithful. I'm very, very humble person, and I appreciate different religion, different philosophy, and different science all the time. That's why, the people in religion, they say like, oh, you should surrender all, forget about science, forget about this logic and all those things, because they are like in this level. And if you go to religion, you are in this level. And then in the scientific people, you will hear the opposite. It's like, forget about the religion, just come to rationality. And rationality is the goal, is the key. And, forget about all those things. And you will hear these things from every different people. They will always hold on to something that they believe is the ultimate. They can lead you to the ultimate truth. They can guide you to happiness, and and they will try to persuade you to give up of all other things. But I can never do that because that's going extreme. And it's about balance in life. You have to have a holistic view for everything. How can we only have rationality without emotion? We're not robots. And how can we only have emotion without rationality? That would be insane, like lunatic. Is that the word? So, yeah, it's about a deep wisdom is to accept who we really are. As a human being, we have rationality, we have intelligence, which is great. But at the same time, we have emotion. And yes, we have sorrow, we have happiness, but it's not always bad because through these emotions, we have the possibility to connect with people. We shut it all down. We just shut down the entire emotions, all the emotion just, you know, kind of like a dream, not even real, like the waves, not the ocean. And, you also shut down the only possibility to connect with people. And that's not fair for yourself because a person, if they do so, ultimately will be very lonely, very, very lonely. And I see that in my eyes all the time. That doesn't matter if they are philosopher or they are religious people or they are scientists or whatever they are, whoever they are. It's very, just a minute, yes. Yeah, so I think, well, you can call it middle way, but I would prefer the word holistic view rather than middle way, because middle way, this is an interesting distinction. When you say middle way, you're suggesting you don't want to choose left, you don't want to choose right, you just choose a middle way, which you don't want to do anything with the left or right. But holistic thing is you include the left and you include the right. It's a more about inclusive, not push away both sides. And that's the major differences between middle way and holistic perspective. And I think the ultimate happiness can be easily achieved when you have a holistic perspective because you will really accept who you are. That's what most important to me, because so many time you can see people will try to suggest that you have to deny one portion of you to achieve happiness, and you will fight struggle, and every time you will feel guilt and anything, when you feel like you have to cut a part of you to abandon it. Nobody can do that. First of all, nobody can do that, and second, it's not something so great to do that because we are human beings. We should accept who we are, not just by denial. Denial is good in some way, but if you only denial, then you deny everything. Eventually, that's nihilism. Yeah, that's my perspective, and I think this is a good thing about nowadays. I know that in a lot of religion or people will say like, oh, nowadays. What is it called? Kali Yoga, is it? Kali Yoga. Well, at least I was hearing this term from Hare Krishna. Kali Yoga, which is like the time that everyone is falling, is full of evil in the world. It's kind of like similar to the question about final judgment, the judgment day, things like that. But you remember the first episode, the first principle I see for my philosophy is there's no such thing as like original sin, because we have our inherent dignity. We might do things wrong, we might do things not like hurting others sometimes, but that is not because we want to do things to hurt. I don't think anybody want to deliberately do things to hurt others. I think everyone who do things that which is immoral, as we said, that's because they are very painful. They all suffer. And that is why, yeah, very soon in this teaching about this philosophy, I will talk very detailed about this. In my dictionary, I don't judge things about right or wrong or just good and evil, because what really is the main course here is about suffering, is about pain. You see, when people they go to steal something, maybe because they suffer in the pain of poverty, maybe they suffer in the pain of hunger, and when people actually hurting somebody to revenge on somebody, for example, okay, a man is hurt a lot by his ex-wife, and then when he find another woman to marry or to be with, and he cannot help but he just want to revenge because so much trauma, so much unsettled things in his mind, he just cannot help but he want to revenge. So he is not enjoying that. I don't think. I think he just get controlled by his own trauma and the past. So in this case, we really want to focusing on is how to relieve our own pain and other people's pain. Just forget about judging about, oh, he is evil or I'm good, what is right, what is wrong. Just forget about it for a moment. Let's focus on how to reduce dukkha, how to reduce the pain. And you see, in that philosophy, I see there are three parts. The first thing, why the pain, where the pain comes from. In my point of view, there are only three paths that can cause pain. First is the distortion, or they say the disconnection between you and the world, the universe, or the earth. And the second is the disconnection between you and yourself. And the third is the disconnection between you and other people. So there are only three things need to be taken care of. Because if we're taking care of these three things, everything will be wonderful, really. Because this is also, as I said in the first episode, it's directly inspired by Buddhism. That in Buddhism, they said like there are three type of pain in this world. In Buddhism, because Buddhism is a little bit quite negative about this thing, they said you cannot hide away from it. You cannot hide away from the pain of like caused by the nature. For example, natural disasters, and you cannot hide the way of the pain between caused by yourself, like yourself you just feel sad, you feel lonely, you feel you have so much desire but it cannot fulfilled, or the desire or the pain caused by others, like others, for example, somebody jealous you, somebody dislike you, they want to do something to harm you. So things like that is caused by others. So in Buddhism, they said this three type of pain is gonna be always in this world. There's no other way. So only thing you need to do is to seeking for moksha, to seeking for just get away from this reincarnation, because the reincarnation is all about pain, is all about dukkha. I respect. I mean, I understand. Think about the time when Buddhism just uh, happened. Those time the caste system, and a lot of people suffered from this. Unfair. People who in high caste they can live like a king, live like queen, and the people in low caste they are suffering so much. They are poor and they are always do the dirty work, and they don't get respected at all. So of course, so the time when Buddha, he just say like, oh my God, this world is just full of pain. So of course I understand that he was thinking that way. But let's just think about one thing. Nowadays, first of all, our relationship between like the nature, right? The natural disaster and things. Think about how many things like that is caused by ourselves. Nowadays, for example, we don't taking care of the environment, and we don't care about the pollution of the water, the pollution of the air, and then natural disaster emerges. So it's our own cause and effect, but it can be prevented. First of all, our living condition is so much better compared to the time in when Buddha. And so first of all, it's already kind of like so much strengthened about our way to deal with nature, to be harmonized with nature. The only thing to prevent it is our own thought, is our intention. Sometimes people get greedy and consumerism. That's one of the worst thing, really. I mean, back then I also I'm a girl and I love dresses, I love clothes, and I buy a lot of clothes. But then when I really realized how much consumption, this kind of consume of the nature, which is not necessary, I really regret. I feel very unhappy, like very not proud about myself. Let's see. So, oh, I'm far from perfect. First of all, I'm far from perfect. Before I love clothes and stuff like that. So yes. So this is the thing I want to say. Nowadays, most of the suffer from nature is caused by our own behavior. We don't take care of the water, we don't take care of the air, we don't take care of the land, and then pollution happened and too much consumption, and you see the tree get cut and the water get polluted. Eventually, we get suffer. But this is something we can easily control now. We can easily, if we just do that, if we just can have more systematically to understand these things, we can easily achieve that. So the second thing is about the dukkha, which is the pain caused by others. Well, this is a lot nowadays. Okay, let's see. But I mean, in the ancient time, it's not better as we're talking about the caste system or like Middle Age. I don't think you can name any country which in their ancient time, which like people are generally really happy. I don't think so, because they are slavery and they are hierarchy, and generally a lot of people, they suffer, they don't have much freedom. Only very few people have the right to do whatever they want. So the suffering from others is kind of like maintain the same level from the ancient time and nowadays. Nowadays, people got the right to speak, but you can see the conflicts all the time in groups or in real life or even in the family members, which is sad because the people who live with you, you should be really loving them and taking care of them, but sometimes it can help. Just conflicts still happen. So yes, this is a tragedy, but there will be a way we can fix this. Because if we just find the resonance, we just learn to be more understanding, we train our habit to be listening more than debating, to be more friendly rather than being full of hatred, then everything can happen. And the third part is about how to sort out with yourself. I would suggest this is the most difficult part, because if you can sort out with yourself, you can easily fix the relationship with the nature, with the universe, and with others. But it's difficult. Everyone knows. People have fear, people feel insecure, and people have desires. But it's all. I mean, desire. Why desire? Because insecure. And why feel fear is also insecure. But they're all connected. So the interesting thing is there are so many different type of evil in the world, but their source is one. The only one source is they don't feel adequate about themselves. They feel like they lack in something. So they feel insecure. So they feel a lot of desire. They want this, they want that. They always want to grab. That's what we call human greed. And when there's human greed, there will be evil. It's always will be evil. I mean, sometimes I'm thinking, people will say like, "Oh, you cannot say that." You say that those king, they have everything. Those people who live like a king. Okay, even nowadays, for example, those rich people, and people will say like, what they lack of, but they're still greedy. They're just purely evil. And I disagree. I don't think they are purely evil. I think they just lack of insecurity inside. That's why they always want to grab so many things. And the more they grab, they just cannot stop because it become a habit. It become addictive because they feel like it can help, but not really. And eventually when they realized they are really not deliberately, but they already hurt a lot of people, and then they cannot stop. Because things like this is addictive. uh, you know, about desire is addictive, just like drug, like alcohol. When people cannot get away from that kind of bad habits, there's no way out. Oh, I need to read what you said. Don't ask about other religion as I have read that. But in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna told Arjuna that sorrow isn't the ultimate truth. It's passing, and by rising above it with steadiness of mind. Yeah, I agree with you. Absolutely. One can move towards liberations, moksha. Yeah, I mean, I also thinking about it. In Buddhism, this suggests impermanence. Everything is impermanence. That's why this is sorrow. So basically, you can get something, but you will always lose it, and you cannot get something forever. But think about it. That's the beauty of life. If you have something forever, essentially it is desire. You want to obsess. You want to obsess it, but persist it. Yeah, but the true happiness is never about precision. You cannot grab the happiness because happiness is like the water in the ocean. You grab it harder and everything just gonna lift you away. You cannot. You can only participate it. This is how I understand. And this is the deepest wisdom from Isha Upanishad, which is my favorite Upanishad. It's so brilliant. Literally, the first time when I read Isha Upanishad, I just cried. Can't help those tears. So, yeah, I'm not a religious person, and yeah, but I really appreciate the deep wisdom in it. And I wish to share with you guys in the future more about it. I know that nowadays it's very difficult because everyone wants to just grab something visually nice, in YouTube channel or in TikTok. Everyone is just seeking for dopamine. That's the part that which is a little sad because I think dopamine eventually, the kind of like dopamine brain leads nowhere. If you only want to seek those kind of short-term pleasure in life, in long term you will only feel more lonely, more sad, and more depressed. Because first of all, it mess up with your own generation of dopamine in your brain. And second, you will feel very lonely and empty inside because it cannot give you the authentic fulfillment. Dopamine cannot. The only thing you can get that is from a very, very stable happiness. And this is kind of like a silent happiness. And this kind of thing you can only achieve when you reach the harmony with yourself, with people around you, and with nature. That's the only thing way. I don't think there is any other path. Or other path is you just detached everything. Are you detach everything and you go to be a monk? Maybe. But honestly speaking, I was never considered that in my life. Even in my most sad time, I never did that. Yeah. Nobody is evil. Good and bad are interconnected, one born out of the other. The good is also of the desire. Do you know Jiddu Krishnamurti? Ah, Krishnamurti. Krishnamurti. I think you can learn something from him. Yeah, I know it is like a philosopher, isn't it? He's a very famous India philosopher. I read his book long ago, and I think he emphasized that don't follow anybody like as a how to say, basically not authority worshipping. Just follow your own voice and live in the present and something like that. I think so. I think he's suggesting that. But I'm curious, is he a Buddhist or is he a Hindu? Because I remember there were like video between he and kind of like debating with a religious guru. Is that true? Mm. Yes, there is no authority of truth. Truth can never be organized. His famous said, "Truth is a pathless land." Yeah, I think Yeah, I think that is right. And one of the best thing is we are not really seeking for truth. We're just seeking for so it doesn't matter if you understand the truth or not, you are already part of it. So no need to think like there is something another shore and this shore, or you need to, like worshiping somebody or something to get to the truth. I don't think that's true, because once you think in that way, you are really, you degrade yourself as you are not part of the truth. You are seeking for something there, and that's quite dangerous. um this kind of dualistic thinking. mm, yeah, I mean, there are a lot of things I also have learned from Advaita Vedanta. I did. Mm, but of course, I cannot like fully agree with everything they said. As you can just visit the video I released. It's about not rejection but continuation. So in that video, I describe very clearly about what happened before, uh, between me and Advaita Vedanta. Yeah. Mm, yeah, it's a long history. It's a long story, but what I want to say is we should really accept who we are, accept who we are at the same time. Let's bring things a little better, just a little better. For example, these things are all very practical. How to fix our relationship with ourselves, for example. If you want to just looking for those dopamine, and you just scroll those um, what short videos, then how about at this moment, stop, have a think, what am I gonna get from it? Nothing. I just waste my time and get some like cute dog, cute cat. Yeah, it's great, but the dopamine just come and go very quick, and then you will feel lonely, you'll feel empty, you'll feel like, oh my god, what have I done? I just waste my day. Instead, how about we can do a little bit meditation? We can think about everything happening in your life. Maybe there is something that I wish I can do a little bit better. For example, um, to manage your time, to spend time on something more meaningful. For example, reading a book or listen to a very chill, beautiful music to enjoy the artistic beauty within. So easily, things like this can easily be done. And also about our relationship with others. It can be also easily, we can just make improvement in it. For example, if me and my mom didn't talk for a very long time, and then maybe right now I just give it a think. Look, it's been a long time I didn't talk with her. There's some misunderstanding. Or maybe I can just start this, conversation to see if everything gets a little better. And once I try, you will find, maybe she is also waiting for you to contact her for a long time. And that's the differences made. And once this change started, you will find your life become more full of possibility. Because you found everything you are not happy about, you can actually to build the harmony. It's not like stable, okay, if this thing is not good, then it's gonna stay forever like that. No. Because why? Because you are a living being. A living being, you can always respond. Once you respond, things will get better. So this is the part why I choose that. Well, I wrote a lot of book. I didn't publish yet, but the first things I wrote about these three things I mentioned about the relationship with the nature, the world, the relationship with yourself, relationship with others, is the first book I want to publish one day, hopefully, because I think this one is so practical. It's not about philosophically you need to think deep. No, it's something you can directly find the direct guidance, direct way, a direct path that you can see your life is getting better. And I think that matters. I really do. So I thank you so much that you can please just how to say, oh, just a minute. Have you had realization? I do agree with Advaita Vedanta, the most supreme philosophy in my opinion. No religious doctrine convinced me, but Advaita Vedanta is very rational and makes you question. Yeah, yeah. I was there. So about Advaita Vedanta, I have so much to say seriously. Um, the f- the first time when I know about Advaita Vedanta, I see direct how close or something so similar with Buddhism. Very, very similar. I mean, this is something inevitable we have to discuss. Like Buddhism and Hinduism, even though they seems like they don't agree with each other, but in the history they just interaction with each other all the time. And Buddhism, Advaita Vedanta is absorbing a lot of things from Buddhism, especially the concept of shunyata, and which is about the Maya thing. And the Maya thing, I was there for quite a long while, and it it make me feel peaceful sometimes when I just consider all of those things are unreal. Yes, but there are also a very very big side effect is when you consider everything's unreal, you also you feel numb, like you will detached, you will be detached a little bit too extreme way. You lose the ability to feel sad, feel sorrow, but also the ability to love. You will not feel the same as before. This is true. Why? Because the idea about idealism. In idealism, it suggests that everything is about our consciousness. All other things is just the manifestation of consciousness. It's not even real and things like that. Few days ago, I just uh, think about these things again, and I just cannot completely agree with it. It does have a lot of inspirations on me. Like I really grateful that I was there, but it doesn't really take me long to I have to walk away from it because the the, sh- the effect of Buddhism is a little bit too much on it, which is make the center itself is a little bit too empty there. I mean, I don't know if I can really describe it correct here, but even Dao De Jing, quite the same, Buddhism and Vedantist were debating and evaluating their thoughts for hundreds. Oh, that is true. That is very true. All of these things, there is no such thing as you can just say something as, oh, this is the ultimate answer. No. I mean, philosophy is just a keep developing. Everyone, when they choose that perspective, it's just their choice, really. Just their choice. For example, I know a lot of people when they tend to eventually they become like Advaita Vedanta, this kind of they've been through a lot of hard time in life, just like others. But they choose a way is completely just let go of Maya, as they say, and that is a extreme path to me. Yeah, that is a very extreme path. I will never do that, but I understand that because you cannot deny that. For some people, when they've been through too much, probably the best thing for them is to let go of all of it. But yeah, but not to everyone. Especially, I mean, I'm just 33 years old, and a lot of our generation we're still young, and we should be respond yeah, we should respond to the world. We should respond to other people. If there's something not right, we don't consider it's just all unreal, it's Maya, it's dream. No, we fix it. We fix it and we make the world a better place. Because that's why I spend so much time on Purusha Sutta. Because that's exactly what I'm trying to say here. You cannot deny any part of Purusha, which is the ideal of divinity as just illusion. No, that's not the way, because that will eventually lead you to just deny everything. Okay, Buddhism is of emptiness and Vedist is of fullness, but they get lost in words still. It's the same thing. I agree with you. We have to be integrated with society and only the harmony will rise. Yes, harmony. Yes, we cannot go away and think it all to be mine. Yes, I'm so grateful that you got my point and you agree with me, because the reason is the harmony. That's the thing. That's the thing about life. I know that life is not perfect. Nobody can claim their life is perfect. But on the path, when you try to, you know, make things a little bit better to fix the harmony. I mean, this earth is doing that all the time. Just think about one thing. Just think about one thing. When you catch cold, you feel, oh my God, I'm sick, and I feel so uncomfortable. And you don't even need to do anything. Your body is already generating a lot of white cell to trying to defend for you. So that means what? If your body also say, oh, it's just illusion, there's no reaction, then what? You will die even just from a cold. Come on. So everything is responsive. Even our cell, our own body is responsive. Not even mention other things in life. Everything is a whole system. They're always responsive one to another. And that's the beauty of it. It's like a symphony. I always use this word symphony. That is why, because it's beautiful. The existence itself is a beautiful symphony. Everything is responding to another. They are pain, of course, but you cannot let pain go away if you don't respond to it, right? For example, somebody is starving there. Do you think you will let his pain go away just to tell him you better just kill yourself, or you just don't do anything about it? No. The good way is you can help him out, you can cook him something nice, you can let him feel warmth, and maybe just for this little action, this kindness, and then he will cheer up. And then from now on, he will probably fight some, courage to face life with a more positive attitude. And that is the beauty of reaction. If you don't do reaction, you can never get that kind of result. You can never. How can you? So that's why we have to participate in life. Life is divinity. Life is the path that full of chance and opportunity we can make things better. If you abandon life completely, you want to hide somewhere, escapism, understandable, because somebody they've been through so much trauma, so much pain that beyond people can imagine. So they want to just escape and shut down the world. That's okay. But I would suggest that not for too long. Not for too long, because give it a little bit period of time that you just have a man cave or something, but then you have to go back to the life to make everything possible. You cannot hide somewhere forever. That's not gonna make things better, because that always going to, when one day you are old and you will feel like, oh my God, I wasted all my life, I was just hiding there. No, that's not the way. You got to you got to take responsibility of your own free will. That's my perspective here. So yeah, I know everyone have different perspective, but I believe that when you take responsibility for your free will, you will be happier. And I really think so, because I see so many people try to escape this kind of things, they get nowhere. It's just repressing all those kind of those things they want to express. This is our nature. We want to express and we want to fix things. When things not going well, we participate in it. We make things better. That's how it. That's how it's done. Not denial. Not by denial. Not by escape. But by participating. Per participation. People who run away from suffering by thinking it's all Maya are still after some supreme experience. It is still their desire. They are not realized being. There is divinity in everything. Yes, 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 my friend. That's exactly what I'm trying to express here. It's impossible. You want a still. You want something still, not moving, and never ever changing thing. I'm sorry. Everything have to be manifest all the time. When in the Purusha, it is very clear that divinity will always manifest into everything. The consciousness, the supreme consciousness, or the one consciousness is so called, is always manifesting. There is no way you can stop it, because that's the flow of life. You want it to be still, you want it to be dead. I'm sorry, but it will never be dead because life is ever fresh, is ever alive. So you cannot seeking for something still in another shore. It's just impossible. It's not something you can achieve. The idea of Maya also comes the authority. They don't know what Maya is. The realized beings saw it and saw the best thing a human being can do is selfless service, and that will lead them. Yeah, I mean, we all know that there are a lot of motivation behind this kind of concepts. I would, I agree, like I understand in a level, but I'm a humanist. I will always consider, is it okay for people to follow this path or do these things? Can they actually maximize their happiness? For example, as I said again, if a person, an old person and already sick, and there's nobody he loves still alive, and all, like really bad situation, I think if he want to choose the path of consider everything is illusion, is understandable. It's okay. And actually I would understand in every angle, and I would be grateful there is such philosophy here to bring him peace. But if a person is still healthy, young, and full of possibility in his life, and he choose to consider everything is Maya, everything is, I just feel like it's really, I feel a little bit sad about it. But you can say nowadays a lot of people already go to this path, no doubt. Especially people when they go nihilism, they would just want to escape. They would just feel like there's no meaning in life. They can easily go to the conclusion the world just illusion, a big illusion, or Earth is a prison. It goes nowhere. It goes nowhere. It cannot make them happier. It cannot make people around them happy. They cannot make the world a better place. So, but there is a way that we can let everything achieve, which is we can make ourselves happy by connect to ourselves and to know that we are divine. There is no such thing as we are just original thing or something like that. And then we can easily fix the things with others if we are more understanding, more gentle, more friendly. Always try, always try. Even sometimes it doesn't work out, but always try, never give up. Because this positivity will bring you to somewhere you always wanted. And that is the peace in you. And then about the relationship with this world and universe, always try, for example, try to not buy too much thing about consumerism. You just like to go shopping. Everyone in some degree we are like that, materialist. But try to control the desire of that, and then you are already making a lot of contribution to this planet. Not even mention there are also other ways that we can make this planet even better than that. Yeah, I will discuss that in the future. I don't want to say like everything already here, but it's great that today we have 5 people here, and this is the first time I try streaming, and I feel quite happy because you can tolerate my English and to listen to me to say all of these things, and I'm very grateful, very grateful, and yeah, I definitely will keep the channel going, and please always comment on the video I post. Tell me what you think. Tell me how you think about it. And yes, for now, everyone would know that I'm not fake. I'm a real person. I'm just a real person here. So when people say those things, just ignore it. But of course, in my perspective, I need to explain to them because that's a potential chance to let them understand, to let them, you know, to resolve a little bit of misunderstanding there. I would be appreciate. Yeah. All right. Is there anything else you want to discuss or any question about me you want to ask? I'm still trying to set up it. I don't know how to play the music in the background. Will it be a, um, you know, copyright problem? I don't know. But say anything. Anything you want to say, welcome. Welcome to say it. Since you are from China and you study religious, I wanted to ask this. Do you think Lord Hanuman and the Monkey King in mythologies are same? Um, to be honest, I think this like in mythologies, I always only take their the meaning and as symbolize what I think for example what you mentioned, they both symbolize some kind of strength. So if they symbolize some very similar strengths, like some goddess represents beauty, some god represents power. If they are symbolize something similar, then you can tell they are the same. But I don't really like. I mean, you probably already know. I would really take them as a. I would only understand and appreciate and understand them in a mythology level. I wouldn't tell if they are real happening, like a real deity. So this is something more rooted in India, especially Hindu culture. I always wondered about it. Tell me, what do you think? Tell me, what do you think? Yeah, I'm not very familiar with this because I know that in Hindu there are like thousands of gods. I would be really difficult to remember who is who. I'm more into about philosophy, India philosophy. So yeah, you can tell me about it. I would be curious about it. So thank you, friends. And I'm really happy that you can join this discussion. And you will know that I'm a real person and very sincere. My English level is not that good, but you know, I'm trying my best here. I really am. I really am. Yeah, there's anything you want to discuss, you want to talk about, just tell me. Just tell me anything you want to discuss about. It's not limited only in India philosophy or even only in philosophy, anything. Because the purpose here were just to get to know each other, to share our life, to share our different perspective, understanding, and share something interesting. Yeah, because I'm already here talk 1 hour already. Oh my god. Gonna get a snack. Oh, I love it. Also, I'm a vegetarian. I'm thinking maybe one day I can stream about how to cook vegetarian food. That is something I would be interested to do because I love cooking. Not joking. When I was a child, my dream was to be a cook. Facing the philosophy. Thank you so much. And this also, uh, I'm thankful because we're not native English speakers, so we can understand each other. I think my English, if it's from native English speaker, they will find it really accent, grammar. But I have to try. Unfortunately, when I was younger, my English, I didn't spend that much time on English. That's something. It's a pity. But yeah, I spend all the time on philosophy. I read and think and write all in Chinese. Oh wait, there's something I can show you. Mm. See, this is my iPad. Everything I wrote is wrote on iPad. They are all Chinese. So I'm not using AI writing things. If that's something you're curious, no, that's crazy. I mean, you can easily find out if it's AI writing. Then he can give you a lot of contradictions. In this part, say something, in another part, another thing, and it's not really guided. The only thing is you have to write by yourself. AI is just a tool. You use it. For example, I use it to translate all these things that I put in the episode. I wrote in Chinese and I use AI to translate it to English. That's something I always do because my English is not that good to reply to do the things as the way I want. So oh my god, it shows that 5 people here. I wonder who are another 3. Can you show me who are another 3 people? Or maybe I can see it here. No, I cannot. Can you say hi to me? Another 3 friends? Just say hi to me so I know who are you. Don't hide. 4. Oh, 1 just gone. Now maybe they're shy. I don't know. We don't see your funny side in this video. No. The videos, I'm always like a robot. Dear friends, no, I cannot move. You know, if I move, then because I keep saying wrong thing, and those English to me are very difficult to pronounce, and I always say the wrong thing. If I move, and then you will find it like I'm doing like changing all the time. Yeah, unfortunately. But now people know that I'm not AI. Right? Yeah, I mean by streaming, at least so far there is no streaming about AI. You can if you are AI made, you cannot go do stream. Yeah, fortunately. Oh my god, who are another 3 people? I'm so curious. Also, yeah, we can do that. And I'm just not familiar with this thing yet. The first time I do the streaming, yeah, we can do that, and then we can discuss these things all over. But I would always like to invite different people from different background, different from different country, different understanding, world views, because this channel essentially is about bridge building. I need to build the bridge for people. I mean, that's really a great thing to do, I think, and I think that's what the world need. Yeah, once people, when they just have a friendly attitude, they will easily fight. They are not that different. Nobody's that different. Come on. Oh, Chinese is difficult. That's true. English is easier. However, my English is still not good, unfortunately. So, who are another 3 people? Can you just say hi to me, please? I'm so curious. I'm a curious person. I am. I hope that person yesterday commented on that. He think I'm AI. I think he's here in the room now, so he will know that I'm not. My God, I'm so hungry. But one of the things is I wish in the future the channel can go well, so I can at least sustain myself. And I hope you understand, it's not like I want to be greedy or be rich or something. No. But I wish that I can take this as a official job that I can earn income. So I don't need to, get blamed like, you don't even work. At least I can earn some income. Okay. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, I've noticed. I mean, just imagine because I'm a Chinese and I'm in a foreign country, and I can see clearly that there are things like this going on. Some hatred towards immigration or different race doesn't like each other, different country, background, religious, always bring up something of conflict. So it's important that we can do something at least like this. At least, mm, yeah, I know like I cannot, for example, I don't have like special skills of how to do IT. I don't at least make some help. Everyone just using their own way to make contribution. I guess that's what I'm trying to express here. So I don't think people should like criticize each other. If somebody love to cook, be a nice cook. Somebody love philosophy, just do a channel like this. Somebody uh want a stable life with stable income, then do some work that they feel safe. That's it. Nobody need to judge each other. We are all participate in life. That's what matters. Mm, that's what matters. Mm. I'm really hungry. Going to eat food soon. Hmm. Is there anything you want to talk about? I'm still curious about another three audience. Who are them? Hmm. Mhm. Yeah, exactly. Especially nowadays, this nonsense about immigration hatred stuff. Mm. I mean, about illegal immigration, of course. I mean, something need to be prevented. But if it's just legal immigration, there's no need to have any hatreds. But now is the things is the hatreds are spreading. When people have the hatreds towards illegal immigration, and then they will also have the hatreds towards general immigration. It's unfortunately it's difficult sometimes, especially when people their life are not quite happy. They just want to find somebody to blame. To be honest. Oh my god, cannot stop it. Mm. I wonder maybe you two are in the same city in India. Oh. Yeah, this one is so tasty. Yeah. I understand what you mean about bring change. But the problem is, some of the change is quite violent. They just want to push off everything, destroy everything we had, and then rebuild everything again. I understand, but I don't think that's the path because we need to go relatively speaking, a gentle way to bring the change to the world, which is something so easy to achieve by ourselves. Is have more understanding, have more appreciation, and say gentle words, say friendly words, you do friendly things, and less hatred, less complaint, less conflict. That's all. Oh. Yeah. It would be nice that we can build a space for people to communicate, to understand each other. I'm so sorry I keep eating. I just can't help. I'm just too hungry. I I didn't eat lunch today. Also, it's just a random idea that to do the streaming. I feel like you must have a try. Must have the first time trying on this anyway. Yeah. Oh, thank you so much. Now I have Maya to eat some good food. Maya. Oh, I'll try my best. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining. We had so many good conversation here as well. It's not Maya. Come on. It's natural desire to have food and to enjoy the food is also something great. I know you. I know what you mean. Mm. I know. I know. Yeah, but I mean today what we mainly discuss is about this understanding about Maya. To me, is important. I think because I think that's the beginning when you want to participate the world. How to pronounce your name? Wybov. Wybov. Bomb note. Wybov. Wybov bomb note. Another friend is Uphe Upheat. Upheat. Is it correct? Mm. Wybov bomb note. Mm. Abiyet. Abiyet. Abhijit. I don't know. I really don't know. How to pronounce your name? Abhijit. Viba. Mm. Viba. Mm. Nice. Oh my god. I'm gonna get so fat one day. just leave it alone. How old are you? I'm 33. I'm 33 years old. I'm an old lady already. Seven. Oh. Can you? Mm. Well, we're all like 30-ish. Yeah, I think I think there's full potential in our young generation. Well, I don't really not that young, but in our generation, it's full of potential. Yeah. Well, I'm sure it's not as long hair as mine. My hair, it's like that's real long hair. No. Well, for men, to shoulder is also kind of long. Yeah. Oh, I don't know what you think. I think it would be good if in the future, do the streaming, I will have a topic to discuss. That would be nice. Really? Well, that would be interesting. Yeah, the section about India philosophy, I did a lot of AI work there, but it's unbelievably like how long time I spent just on generating those videos. Just take me so much time. So I think maybe in the future I'd rather change to use photo, not photo, use picture, or I just by talking. I don't know, one of it. But I don't think I will keep generating the videos anymore. It's too time consuming. Too time consuming. Software. Ah, I use the photo to generate photo is OpenAI. So I actually have it here. I show you. I do the photo generating. I just use here. Yeah, this is OpenAI. You can use it to generate photo and video, but I only use this one to generate photo, and then I generate video by what do you call it? Oh my god, runway and hilo. They are both really good, but just takes time, when you're generating them. So basically, I generate a photo first, and then I use this photo to generate video. So that's like two-step procedure. But can you imagine how many things you will do like in this procedure? First of all, you will generate for one episode, I generally will generate 400 photos. And then I will choose like probably 300 photos. That means 30% of the photos generated will be not usable. And then I use this 300 photos to generate video, and the video, and also it cannot be 100% correct. Sometimes something will be very weird. You would be amazed to see some of the video generated are so funny, like literally funny. um, so you will also have to choose probably um, 60% of the video can be usable. Yeah, that's just how much time it consumes to just generate these kind of things. We should build a community inviting of all to have open and curious conversation. I think AI is being too much on YouTube and people just brush it off aside if they think it's AI. There's a channel who does the same. Really love that channel. It's called the Krishna way. I mean, the AI generational video looks pretty neat and cool. Yeah, what you express is exactly two things nowadays. First is when people say it AI, they just feel like, oh, it's AI. They want to put it aside. But at the same time, you can see some really successful AI channel that can generate so magnificent AI art, and you will feel like, wow, that's real art. So this is the conflicts here. For me, of course, my skill cannot be that good. So the video, I already tried my best to make the music and AI speech and everything. It takes at least 10 times more work and efforts compared to I record things like this. But still, a lot of people, they just feels like AI, then they don't even care. And even worse is some people, they say AI, they feel like even me is AI. So there are so many things like this happened. But I guess just what you really want to do for me now, because I'm start to record, I want to communicate with people. So that takes me so much time to do these things now instead of generating videos. So I might eventually just reduce, or as I said, I change the videos all to image to make them combine together. Yeah. I mean, if you search other philosophy channels, you will say most of them, they are AI generated pictures, or like, moving pictures, but not really that dedicated, that detailed like the video I generate. So because that's saving a lot of work, and I noticed that, so I'm also thinking maybe I should do the same. It's not because I'm lazy, but because I'm doing this other like talking videos a lot. Mm. We will need real human to human communication to bring change. All the people who really need to hear don't listen. They are still busy with entertainment. Yeah, I know. It's about this dopamine brain I mentioned earlier. When people just get brush, TikTok, or short video, or even just in Facebook, they cannot stop. And it's just so annoying because when you get to know how this works, um, short video, these shorts, they are meant to make people addictive. They are meant to. And it's really sad because so many people, you see, nowadays they just get used to do this all the time, all the time, all the time. When they are bring out like this, they will be very difficult to trying to peacefully to learn something or to communicate, because all their brain tell them is just seeking for dopamine, seeking for something, pleasure, excitement, you know and that kind of things. That's why I was thinking before, before we start about all those practical part. The first most practical part is we have to change our habit a little bit, especially when we're browsing the short videos and things like that. Because if we don't change that pattern, you don't even want to learn anything about philosophy, because what is philosophy? Pleasure is philosophy, and then they don't care. They wouldn't want to do anything. It's just like gamer when they really are addicted to gaming. I mean, I respect those people who do really good gaming, but I mean, generally a lot of people, they just be addicted to game all the time, and then that really make themselves not feel happy about themselves, not let people around them feel happy. That's the part we need to somehow to change it a little bit in a very, very friendly, gentle way, but we have to somehow work something out about that. I think so. Lots of emotions while scrolling. Once you are laughing and then you see sad videos, it's like roller coaster of emotion going in and out. It drains you. Yeah, last time I saw a video, I said that's what people do when they're doing these things. Their brain is literally like a daydreamer mood. That means your brain is literally is like high or something like that, basically. But things like this give you a lot of dopamine in once, and then your brain just wants more of dopamine. And when people are like this, I don't think it's gonna be good for their life. Because if all they want is that, how can they want to fix or improve their relationship with nature or relationship with themselves or relationship with others? They don't care about relationship. They just want a lot of dopamine. I mean that's a problem. Yeah. And it's really sad that I see how these things happen because back then when TikTok in China called Douyin, and that software gets so popular suddenly, but everyone is criticizing back then. I feel like, oh my god, who actually created such thing? That's just so devil. It's just such an evil thing because everyone know that things like this just meant to make you addictive, like cigarette. I think like who creates such thing? That's so evil. But then now you see how popular it is everywhere, everywhere, even in YouTube. Just sad because why? Because money. People can easily earn money when they make people other ones addictive to some products they got. But is that really good for humanity? Of course not. Of course not. Have you heard about Nidra yoga meditation? No. Nidra yoga. I'm not sure what is that. I mean, I know what is Nidra yoga. Can you explain to me what is that? I'm curious. I heard about what it called Hatha yoga. Is it called? I'm not very familiar, but I think a lot of yoga that originally is about meditation is about also a philosophy and a spiritual thing. But nowadays use it more like for physical way to maintain the healthy body and a lot of stretching. So yeah, 30 minutes guided meditation when you half sleep. It really helps. I'm curious. What is the content? Hmm. What is the content when they are like talking? The guidance. What is it about? Oh, I think meditation can help a lot for a lot of people. Um, instead of when they are angry, they will go straight to some kind of reaction. If they can actually um, calm down and then practice yoga, practice meditation, that can change a lot. But it's just like in situation like that, sometimes people would love to react immediately. Like when a person is angry, they would just want to instantly do something. They cannot help because the impulse of instant response is so strong. Yeah, I think that's a problem. But I mean, meditation is not just one time thing. It's a practice, a stable practice. With every time, you will gain more strength within, and then that can help. But of course, it's also very important about the content, about what is the content in this meditation. Because when a person's mind is very relaxed, a lot of information can easily take in. Really, like I remember once I was like really like half asleep. I always have this habit is to listen to things before before I like officially go to sleep. So, but now I only listen to the things I wrote, because back then I would listen to all sorts of things, and they can easily affect me because in subconsciousness they just take in, absorb in before I sleep. They can easily affect my mood. So that's something you need to be very careful. Is meditation, whatever is in their guidance, you have to be very carefully choose, I think. Mindfulness, awareness of the body. Yes, it comes you up and teaches how to focus on what it really matters. It's a lot of searching down and it's beneficial. A lot of philosophy. Oh, finally, another person. Hello, Jack Star. Jack Star. Mm. There are a lot of philosophy and the metaphysics about the universe is actually just a confusion of one's mind. A lot of talk about the cosmic mind strikes me as could be a human brain confusion put onto the word hello. Um, in one of the episode I made, it's called "When Unity Become Division." So through all the history, human being always seek this oneness, right? This ultimate truth, or whatever you call it, or another soul, or God, or consciousness, absolute consciousness, whatever you call it. Everyone is seeking for it because we are one. We are one. Everything is all one, like in a way. This is where the connections comes from. It's not really an illusion. I wouldn't say it's an illusion, but the problem comes when how you understand it and how you respond to it. That's the differences comes. Because if you understand it as a personal God, and then consequently there will be doctrines, there will be a lot of devotional love towards a lot of dependence. I mean, it has the good way, of course, but also you can say the history of religion, it's not really that bright. There are a lot of cruel stuff happened based on this power concentration towards that one god. uh, but if you understand it as consciousness, that's more like an atheist, an atheist version of understanding the oneness is to suggest that's all consciousness. But this is also related to idealism. And idealism is very similar to what we talked about earlier, the Maya concept. When you suggest that everything is consciousness, and you know, you will feel like all the things rather than consciousness are not real, and then you will stop to really to want to respond to the world. So as I said, if a person's life is really full of trauma, full of sadness, I think this is probably the best path to them, because this is the simplest way to shut down all the type of sorrow and sadness and suffering, because that's not real. It's just a dream anyway. So okay, after the dream wake up, everything will be gone, every pain will be gone. And yeah, that's one of the way for people like that. They could, I would even suggest them to take this path. But if a person is healthy, is mentally still full of possibility in young age, I don't see any reason why people take that path. I don't think so. So as the question you ask about, yeah, I don't think the oneness is a confusion. I don't think it is a delusion or just imaginary thing. I think oneness is really exist, because that's the foundation how we can understand each other, we can respect each other, and how we are able to love, because we are like different leaves from the same tree, share the same roots. Not just human being, but everything in this planet, really literally. So I do think oneness exists. It's not like not superstitious. No, uh, by there are so many scientific way can understand it. There are so-called spiritual way. Like I'm not suggesting anything mystified. No, but I'm suggesting the understanding that we are every part of a body is all from the very beginning of the universe, back to the Big Bang, and also everything else it's also, I mean, I did a lot of episodes before about different series in the portion about creation, divine creationism. First of all, I'm not suggest that there is creation, a God creating the world. That's never my perspective. I did that is just to respond to that to this topic. uh, is the idealism Maya concept a potential reflection of the brain's operation system, like a neural network would be encoded in a binary like system, with the ego being the central oneness? The ideal, the idea of Maya, they wouldn't say like it's your consciousness, like your consciousness. What they say like your identity of self is like inside of a glass, a bottom. Is illusion, is illusion. There is no differences uh, between what you think inside and outside. Is the same air. So basically, all the suffering is because you identify yourself wrongly as I. You are no difference to the outside of that consciousness. So their concept of I, of consciousness, is not your individual consciousness. It's like the supreme, or let's say the ultimate consciousness, basically, and it just like pervade everything. That's their understanding. I mean, wouldn't be sorry, because what you say here, I wouldn't be clearly to explain based my English level. I can only give you a very, very basic explanation, but I cannot, because all of these things you are suggesting there, that question, that requires a lot of good English level. I can just give you a simple answer for so now. For now, it might still exist, like you said, but as human, getting it mixed up with ego oneness. How can we feel the two part from a solipsistic point of view? Mm, okay, now is the part that I cannot even give you the answer. I don't want to risk, because even to understand your talking here, my English level is not really allowed. I'm so sorry. Seriously. Are you from, are you a, explain everything? No, I can only based on my understanding. Yeah, I'm confused too. I think Jack Star. I think Jack Star is probably from a European or like native English speaker. I don't know, but the way how he express is very professional. So I official. So I'm difficult to understand. Hmm. Ego oneness. I think it's very deep inside what Jack is saying. I always get confused around the barrier of very end and the universe being. I'm still learning too. Yeah, I mean that's probably like the biggest questions. Everyone wants to know. Everyone wants to know where we come from, and you know about what is afterlife and all the stuff. I think everyone wants to know. Solipsism is saying that only you exist and you can never be sure of anything else. Maya is saying that either pain or pleasure arises in awareness, and you are that pure awareness, so it does not matter. Whether pleasure comes or pain, you are indifferent to it. Ah, yeah, yeah. Only you exist and you can never be sure of anyone else. Solipsism. Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, but about all these things it says here, it just remind me of the Vita Vedanta. It's more like hold on to something still, never change, never get affected by anything else. It's called like the unmove. They always say something as you are not the doer. So if you do anything, you are not the doer. You are the pure consciousness. So you are not the one who do anything. Now when I think back, it's just yeah, it just such a way to shut down the world. To be honest, such a way. And a lot of people they could go for that path because they want ultimate escape, a ultimate escape, and that can grant them that. That's just how it is. Yeah, about that, whether pleasure comes or pain, you are indifferent to it. Yeah, that's they always make an analyze analogy is you are the ocean, you are not the wave. Your wave is like your emotion. You feel happy, you feel sad. That's wave. So they suggest you to not identify yourself with the wave. You should identify yourself with the ocean. So, so basically, your emotions are not real, not ultimately real. But of course, I mean, you know that my perspective, we have to participate in the world. We need to enjoy the world. If there's something not happy, not pleasant, and you can fix it, just do something about it, not just escape. That's my perspective. As simple as this. The thing is, I think what Jack was trying to say is uh, basically a concept of big, the ultimate consciousness, and and the concept of ego consciousness within me. But what I want to say is, it doesn't matter if you think yourself as a ego consciousness, like inside of individuality, you only consider your consciousness is real, or you consider the whole consciousness in the world is real. I think doesn't matter which one you choose. I think that's like take one side, like you completely only uh, cling yourself to the consciousness, and you forget about the manifestation. Because consciousness, the purpose of consciousness to manifestation is to manifest as material, to manifest as emotion, to manifest as your life. So never forget about it, because if you know, it's like a pen. Consciousness is a pen, and everything you have done in your life or your emotions, they are like a painting. That's art. If you only focus on the pen and forget about the art, then that's just that's just not something right to me, I think. Do you believe in a predetermined universe, like everything is going to unfold a certain way, or it is always up for a chance? Well, I think this question essentially is about free will. I believe in free will because, as I suggest about here, participation. So if a person they just they are not really choose to participate, they choose to escape or not do anything about it, then there is really limited free will, I would say. But if they choose to do something, then they are taking the chance of their free will. So in that case, that means things can be different. So do believe that things can be different in the way how it manifests. I mean, I can feel it all the time. Why? Because um, I'm from China. Yeah, I mean, I'm from China. Then I'm living in a I was living in a very materialist environment, and my dad one before my family was quite wealthy. Now not anymore because the market in China is getting bad. But back then, my family are very wealthy, and my dad gave me a lot of money. So I was like, shopping a lot, buy a lot of stuff. But I never feel enough. I always feel empty. But the fact is, a lot of people they would just enjoy that way. So if there is no free will, only everything is just a chance by the environment. You cannot explain why I become like on the path of spirituality. There's no explanation to that. The only reason why is because my intention make me to do these things, and that is free will. I take a path that my environment's not supposed to lead me to. I always remember, I think it's one of the series. Uh, yeah, that's an interesting one. So a policeman catched a murderer. Um, yeah, a policeman catched a murderer, and the murderer said, "It's not fair. My dad was a murderer too." So basically, he's suggesting because the environment so basically is determined because the environment is treating me unfair and my dad have bad influence on me, so I have to also to be a murderer. And the policeman said, "My dad too." See, just as simple as that. That's what make difference. The same situation, they both have a dad which is murderer, but eventually one choose to be a murderer too, and another one choose to break free and be a policeman to punish this kind of evilness. So of course I believe free will. I can feel it all the time because my life, I wouldn't say it's like a brilliant life, but I do remember in every corner, every time, once there is a chance, I always take free will. I always do because it's all about um, if you want to have happy life, if you want to make things better, even make this world better, you got to believe in free will because that's the only thing. If you don't even believe free will, then there is no point for you to do anything, to be honest. Just think about it. If everything you believe, everything is determined, there is no way you're meant to do this, meant to do that, then you know you wouldn't have motivation to do anything. No. That's a cool story about free. Yeah. So I think from everyone, once you know how it feel of free will, you wouldn't doubt it. Really, you wouldn't. Of course, sometimes even you try your best, still the result is not ideal. There still cannot go the way you want. But it, at least to me, it never stopped me trying because I keep trying and I can always say the result that work out is always more than the result it doesn't. That's the thing because sometimes life is like it's testing you. It's testing you to see if actually you're strong enough. Well, conditioned by society, only one who can go beyond their conditions have free will for me. Yeah, that's true. And it's very simple things as I mentioned earlier. If you just get used to watch TikTok and short video like that, where's the free will? It probably will be difficult to call yourself have free will because you get controlled by your behavior, and your brain just seeking for dopamine, and you will not even have patience to listen to anything like about knowledge or how to deal with it because you get driven by your instinct. But in another hand, if you actually just pause and you think, you reflect, okay, if I do like this, my life not going anywhere. I need to do something more than that. I need to make my life better. Maybe I can fix my relationship with myself. Maybe I can fix the relationship with other people or with this world. And then you start to participate, and then you will see the difference. Just imagine when that thing happened, how could you not believe in free will? It's impossible because you just evident, it's just evident that you can see it happening in front of you, and participation is the key to me, really. Yeah, if you participate in your life to try to make things better, never never get scared of the result. Never. Because once you are on that path, you should be fearless. Just do the thing and try to make things better. If it work out, great. If it doesn't upset you. And that is the positivity. That's the positivity that you will feel you are fearless eventually. And also this word need that. Because a lot of times things doesn't work out. But if you just give up because it doesn't work out, then this world can never be a better place. Then everyone would just give up in the middle, isn't it? I would love to know more about your takes on happiness. Have you any thoughts on the Epicureans and their philosophy. Epicurus, hedonist. You know what? I'm gonna just searching for this word so I understand what you mean. Um, Hedonism，快乐主义。哦，Epicurean. Ah, yeah, yeah. That is well. Happiness, I don't think is equal to that words you mentioned because that is means like just enjoy as much as you can. Don't even think about the consequences or other things. But when people seeking for that, most likely they will just seeking for pleasure, like what this browsing playing game and browsing videos or just looking for more money. I mean, everyone wants happiness, of course, but what is actually happiness? To me, I think happiness is about the harmony when you fix these three relationships, maintain them balancedly. That's like a long-lasting happiness. But if you're just looking for pleasure, you're just looking for as much as you can. For example, okay, um, somebody found drinking alcohol is delightful, so based on that philosophy, then just drink as much as I can today. Forget about tomorrow. Just drink as there's no tomorrow, or like smoking or drug, all these things. And then what is gonna be? Because there are consequences for every action. For if you fix you fix the relationship with yourself, with nature, and with others, you might not get the instant reward. Maybe because you are still trying to fix things. For example, if I have a really bad relationship with one of the friend and I'm trying to working on it, so in the process he might even reject, he feel very unhappy, but eventually when I fix the relationship, things will get better. So in this process, I wouldn't get the reward instantly. So based on that, in that theory, I shouldn't do that, right? Because I should looking after just as much as happy as possible. Then I wouldn't chase after. So what I want to express is if the real happiness is something can maintain for long term, then we have to forget about what in front of us. Like we cannot just directly just jump into the pleasure. That's what I'm trying to say here. Because sometimes you want a ever like long lasting happiness that requires a lot of effort. Maybe for now you will have to um, for now you will have to working really hard, even under a lot of pressure. For example, doing this channel and building these things, I face a lot of pressure, but in long term, there will be good reward. So that's what I'm trying to say here. If you just enjoy now, that's more like short-sighted. Short-sighted, you're only looking at very close distance, and that's not very wise. Mm, do you believe in karma? Like we are born, we do not have a choice in it. How do you think that is determined? I mean that the concept of karma about like for example, if somebody born as disability, they must last life did something. I think that's very cruel. I really found it cruel to think in that way. I think I think it's just like in the nature, you will find there's some flower just blossoming in some great place with full of sunlight and they can blossoming beautifully. Some of flower they have to being not very good light condition and not enough rain and they are not blossoming really good. I don't think it's because they did something bad or did something good. It just something just happened. But no matter how they blossoming, they are still one of the manifestation of the divine. They will always be. So there is no need to criticize about karma, about. Of course, cause and effect that everyone know. Like earlier we're talking about, if you're only looking for what's in front of you, don't look far, then you don't consider the long-term effect. That's short-sighted. So cause and effect is a wisdom, but we cannot use it in that way, because if you use it in a way as, oh, if you have disability, then last life you must did something really bad. I mean, come on, that's just mean, isn't it? I already think that's mean. This childish at best and self-destructive. Desire keeps transforming as you keep getting what you want. Yeah, that's true. And I don't think desire will ever get satisfied. If a person feel empty inside, the desire is just, it will never be fulfilled. Yeah. The problem is not outside or what's the object you got. The problem is about how you think about yourself. It's about, you didn't, if you didn't fix about yourself, you will never stop wanting things from outside. Our desires are fed to us by the one who want to control us. Yeah, that is true, isn't it? Fit to us. Yeah, I mean, I really feel so sad about this consumerism. Really so sad. I mean, I was one of it. I was one of it that I born in a material environment, and I was also, I like to shopping when I had the ability to go shopping. And when now I'm thinking back, I mean, I'm grateful that I was there, so I know how empty it felt. But still, that's what I'm gonna say, because you shouldn't, as a person, natural person, you shouldn't have such a strong desire about the material. But why? Because they develop this desire for you. They developed this kind of addiction to you, the same as browsing short video, browsing TikTok. Now you can see it everywhere. Back then it was just in China. Back then it was so popular in China, everyone is just in the phone, no matter in there waiting for the bus, waiting for subway, or in the elevator, everywhere everyone just browsing. And now you can say it's also in so many places in Europe, in other places, as long as, and also the problem is it's not just TikTok, it's also in YouTube, in Facebook. You all have this short video, and then everyone is like using their phone like that all the time. I mean, just imagine if we let things like this happen, what's gonna be their next generation? How it's gonna be? Everyone just browsing this short video, looking for some pleasure, looking for some dopamine, and who will? The thing is, if you get used to that, you wouldn't even have the patience. You wouldn't even have the patience to understand anything more in your life, because your brain get used to it. I want a dopamine. I want a dopamine. Whatever dopamine. It's the same as when a person is addiction to shopping. The only thing they care about is, I want to buy this. I want to buy that. Just buy more, 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 more. It's the same. That's just as you said, because people build these things, they make people in this way. But are we really like, i don't think I don't think the solution is to blame them. I mean, do you think they will actually like, how to say, just one day they just stop selling anything? I think it's probably not really realistic. The I think how we can do is we just take our free will back, really, just like facing all of this temptation in life, that we have to take our free will. I think that's the only shot. And let me see, any thoughts on the Buddha or modern Buddhism and the Dalai Lama? uh, Tibet Buddhism. Tibet Buddhism is a combination of the native Buddhism and the Tibet tradition. It's very interesting because in China, a lot of people interested about Tibet, because Tibet to them is like a mysterious land. It's very different, and you can sometimes you can see some Buddhist monk come to the city lights the city. They look very different, everything. So but they like Tibet Buddhism is like a mixture of original Buddhist ideology and a lot of ritual, a lot of ritual. I mean it. Those kind of like dancing rituals and wearing mask, and also kind of like what, like voodoo. Yeah, they kind of like voodoo. They do something with the um, well, not skin, bones, a lot of like animal bones or probably even human bones. It's a little bit scary to me. Yeah. So they have a lot of like secret rituals. Uh, so I'm not very familiar with that, but it's like very popular about their style is a mixture of Tibet and Buddhism. And the Buddhism, I need to know the words. Like the original Buddhism and afterwards is very different because at the beginning, Buddha is very clear that everything is impermanent and there is no such thing as a still consciousness or whatever. The ontology is completely denied. But then afterwards, they made up something called Alayeshi. That's a Chinese word, but they made that thing to replace kind of like the concept of soul. Yeah. So that's the thing. Like it's a little bit contradiction, but that's why the original Buddhism and afterwards they always not agree with each other. They both think it's just the same as the sixth school of Hinduism. They always debate with each other all the time because they all think they are the right understanding of the original teaching. They don't consider another one as the correct understanding. But that's the problem. Who is the correct understanding? Everyone they just take a portion. They have their standpoint and they feel like, okay, I would like to understand this way. Then they take a portion that can support their perspective. Another one take another portion to support to support their perspective. They are all doing the same. Like I don't mind it because this is literally what how the philosophy developed. To be honest, that's how it is. I mean, including Advaita Vedanta, Dvaita Vedanta, or all of this kind of Vedanta and other schools. They take a portion from Veda or from the cultural, and they just make it more systematic and enhance it. What I feel about real happiness isn't in things or achievement, it's in inner peace, being content with yourself, no matter what outside through it may differ from person to person. I understand what you mean. Kung Fu Panda introduced me the inner peace. Right. I understand what you mean. Um, It is true. I mean, but I would say that the part you say there to me is more like emphasis about you fix the relationship with yourself, right? But in my understanding, there's three parts you all have to consider. If you fix the relationship with yourself, that's great. That's brilliant. But the thing is, just imagine one thing. If everyone around you just miserable, they are very unhappy, and even war happened, how long do you think your happiness can last? This is a question you have to think about it. So this is what I'm talking about is we cannot only consider our own peace as the ultimate happiness. In the first episode, I was like say it very clear about the study relational non-duality because everything is a relational. You cannot only consider your happiness as the ultimate happiness because if the entire forest is sick, you as the one tree, now you are peaceful, you are fine, you have the sunshine, but eventually you will also die. That's the problem. We have to also consider for other trees. We have to try our best to take care of the forest, and then every tree will flourish. Also, just imagine one thing. Also, if you are very happy, you are peaceful, and then there are people very unhappy around you, and they're starving, they don't have money, but you have. And then eventually what will happen? They probably will rob you, they probably will kidnap you, they will do anything to get what they want from you. And they will jealous you as well because you are happy and they are not. Then what's gonna happen? You will not fight your peace. You will not, you cannot in an environment like that. I mean, imagine if you are in Iraq and then everyone the war zone in the war zone and everyone around you is like running, shouting, and oh my god. And then you are staying there, you are meditating, all is well. Come on. I mean, that is not realistic. That is why I always say that we have to fix the relationship with the nature, with yourself, and with people. If we don't do that, our own little happiness cannot maintain for long. It cannot. It's impossible. I mean, only if you just deny, you deny your body, you deny your consciousness, you then, but that's not really how it works, isn't it? 恐怖 When you talk about the good or harmony, how do you know what that is mean to look like? Is it just based on happiness around you? What would be the perfect would look like to you? Huh. This is actually an important question, but it's very simple. It's very simple. Just think about it. There's so many conflicts we can easily avoid. Really, uh, the fight in Facebook, endless, and the people around you. People like to gossiping about. Uh, the government is bad, or that people is bad, or things like that. Only if we just bring a little bit more positivity and we can change the world in a very simple way. Just reduce the negativity you give to the world. Instead, we give the positivity. Instead of when a person is crying, instead of just ignore, we give her or give him a hug, a kiss, and some warm words. And if there's something bad happening, somebody is suffering, you go help. And if people are fighting, because when people fighting, all they want is just win. Instead of let this, this desire to win, we just replace it by understanding the words behind that person. He just being defensive because he doesn't want to be hurt. In that way, just imagine how many change we can bring to the world. You see those Facebook groups I'm always seeing. Everyone is fighting. Everyone is actually they're just insulting each other's God. For what? It's just silly. But they're doing that all the time. And how many people in groups like that? Countless of people in this group, and they are always participating in group in concept like that. Imagine if the influence of those groups can be a little bit different and people are more appreciating each other instead of just always one debate, to win a little bit of pleasure of their winner, to stop being like that, then the world will be a better place. So I'm not talking about a very distant or something big only the leader can do. For every individual like us, we can make the contribution to make this world better. And in that case, your happiness will also last longer. Because in environment like that, imagine if one day you are sad, you are unhappy, but the people who you helped because you make them happy and then they give that happiness back to you and you will live in a better place. This is what I'm talking about here. So never forget to participate in this world and give goodness, give happiness. With the ideal peaceful world where we are all helping each other general. Oh, I mean, I think about gender roles. I mean, for me, I would prefer to be like a housewife because I like to take care of the man I love, and I like to cook. Things like this. I would still remain the very classical role as a woman. But if there's some woman that like to, you know, uh, to have the ability to work to prove the world that they are very capable of working as a person who as a manager or boss or something like that. I mean, good for them. What matter here is to understand that that is also understandable that they want to do the career because they have the talent, they have the potential, and they have every right to do such thing. That's great. So yeah, about you saying about the gender roles, yeah, I do think uh, it exists. It will always exist because men and women work together to make this world a better place. That's just how the nature do. I mean, that's very natural. There's no such thing uh, as long as there is understanding and cooperation, it's all fine about the different gender roles. Any class structure, yeah, I really I don't think we should have any class structure. I mean, we do different things. It's just like the analogy of Purusha. We have head, we have feet, we have legs, but you cannot say that my head is higher class than my leg, or my hand is higher class than my leg, or than my feet, because that is ridiculous. Of course, everyone they take different roles. Somebody will always do the farmer, somebody will clean the road, somebody probably will be, director or something like that. But there is no way just because of they taking different roles, so we say there is a hierarchy. So some of the people in certain classes they cannot be respected because they are lower. I mean, that's crazy, that's cruel. And that is just because out of humans' desire, they want to, they build their own happiness based on other one's suffering. That's not fair. And that's something they need to, reconciliate with themselves first. Because people like that, they don't feel safe in themselves. They always want something more to fill in this sense of security. So eventually they choose to harm others so they can feel better about themselves. And that is very cruel thing to do. And that's why I said need to fix the relationship with self, need to fix the relationship with others, need to fix the relationship with nature. Because each part we're missing, the world will be suffering. That is how it is. Great insight. It really made sense to me. True peace shows when your calmness eases those around you, like a friend feeling lighter just by being with you. Yeah, definitely. Things like that is not difficult to do. And everyone, we can just do something. For example, tonight, maybe instead of you just want to browsing your TikTok or something, instead call your dad, call your mom, and or be with the one you love, cook a nice meal. Things like this, how easy to do. It's not difficult, but it shows your determination to participate. And that's what matters. And then you guess what? Things will get good because the person you participate with, they will give a really good feedback and say, oh my God, I'm really happy that we're doing this. Or maybe there is a long time you didn't connect with somebody, a misunderstanding. For this reason, things get better, and then this person will also get happier, you will also get happier. So when you go to work, you can radiate this happiness into other people around, and you can gently suggest them, or maybe we can also, when you have time, instead of doing something just kill time, you can do something actually can make your life better, to make people better, to build connection with them, to taking care of their feeling, instead of just ignore your child, you listen to what they actually want. For things like this, imagine, and then people will stop complaining. You know why people complaining? Because they want to find somebody to blame. And why they want to find somebody to blame? Because they feel suffering, and they don't want to blame themselves. They don't want to consider themselves is the source of suffering, but so they'll find somebody to blame. Or is the politics, is the people, is the nature. Doesn't help. It can never help. Your sentences are beautifully constructed, by the way. Your English is great. Your metaphors are helpful. Oh, thank you so much. I'm trying my best with my poor English. I really am. Mm. The first thing is self knowledge and inner peace, and whatever comes as a result of that will only be of the better of the world. We are the world, we are the other. Yeah, that is so true, isn't it? I mean, I was never ever think to, to build some kind of metaphysics. Uh, I spent so many time when I was a lot younger to dig out about this metaphysics, and then I just found out that's wrong direction because the true happiness is always among us, is within, it's not beyond. If we can just notice this, the world will be different. Really. Yeah, so I'm really grateful. You say we can understand each other and we agree with each other. Even just three of us, like four of us are talking about this thing, but we are all like kind of like in on the same page. I'm really grateful for that. I hope in the future we can just having conversation like this. Just I have nothing else but a good intention. And hopefully I study a little bit philosophy. I hope there is a practical path can guide us to that direction. But I'm nobody's, I'm just the ordinary person that just want this world a better place, just like a lot of people. And I'm not the type like want to give up. I think if there's a chance we can make it happen, let's just make it happen. That's all I'm thinking about. Any book recommendation? Or I wrote a, I mean I read a lot of Chinese books about India philosophies. About this, well, you can wait for me because I'm going to write books in the future. I'm already writing it, like the one I'm releasing the episode about learning non-dual philosophy. That's the first book I wrote. I already actually completed. Now I'm just putting it in episode one by one. So I would recommend you to buy the book I write in the future, though. I probably will take quite a long because I want to. The thing is, I want to put them in videos. I think knowledge is priceless. I cannot put a price in it. But yeah, thanks. But in the future, I want to also sell these books. It's like as like a donation way. It's like if people really enjoy, uh, like me or enjoy this book, they can buy the book to support me. But if they don't want to buy the book or financially they don't want to, you know, that's okay. They can just watch the video I put, and the video I put will be just free. I think that's probably is the way. I know it's not gonna be simple, and it's still long way to go, but I'm confident. I hope it works. I really hope it works. Oh my god, I'm already talked to 2.5 hours. Oh my god, there's still 7 people here. I wonder who are another 4 people. I only see 3 people, which we are talking here. Another 7 people, I assume there must be 2 or 3, was in our channel for a very long time. Oh, who are you? Mojave G. Welcome, welcome. Please follow our channel, and we're gonna always discussing these things and making stream. And yeah, introduce yourself, Mr. G. Where you come from? Kali Desert. Kali Desert. Oh, USA. I see. Oh, then you must be English, like native English speaker. Then are you? I feel like everyone's English here is better than me. It's just so surprising. Like my English level, I'm actually making a philosophy channel. It's just I'll be funny, but it's great because I'm trying my best here. I cannot say anything else, but I think everyone would say that I'm trying my best. Second language is English. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's nice. Do you are you interested in philosophy? Is there any specific philosophy you are curious or you're into. We can discuss all together. Oh, thanks. I think I'm already losing my voice, to be honest. I was talking for 2.5 hours already. Oh my god, I'm so hungry as well. So then, thank you so much. I was thinking, I'm thinking maybe in the future we can just hold this streaming, and every time we just focus on one topic and we can discuss all of this. I think that would be good. Yeah. Yeah, I think people generally they are still prefer to see a real person, to feel the real communication. My name is, you can just call me Lisa. My English name is Lisa. My Chinese name is SiWl&x. SiWl&x. Did you follow my channel before? Because I didn't see uh your profile. I didn't see you leave any like comments on my channel or something like that. But I saw another three people. There are often comments on the video I release here. Only listen last time. Oh. Oh, I see. Yeah, I will release more videos about philosophy in the future. Yeah. Yeah, that video, I made a video to just to say that I am not AI. It's just to respond to a friend. He's being a little bit rude, and yeah, and it's not the first time. But now it's all fine. I mean, if next time somebody suspect I'm AI, then they can really, I don't know, to watch this. Oh, I don't think they can play back this video. No, I don't want to leave this video. It's 2 hour long. Whoa, too much. Yeah. Thanks. Could you one on animal rights? The vegan and vegetarian arguments are hard to refute, but I'm not one personally, and I think it's a strange quirk of ethics. Oh, yeah, I am a vegetarian. Um, but before, when I was in China, I eat meat. Um, but this is the part. The one of the reason that I become vegetarian is because I know people from Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna is very popular in UK now, and I'm not I'm not really agree with a lot of philosophy they say. It's not really about philosophy. It's more about bhakti, like worship, and it's more like direct service towards God. There are a lot of things I'm not agree with them, but there's one thing that they really did so great is they introduced me to become a vegetarian. Back then, I was in Birmingham. It's a city very close to London, and they will always do this preaching about preaching about Krishna God, and then I go there to listen to them. And every time after listen, they will spread the food, very delicious vegetarian food they cook. So every time, sometimes I bring some question with them to discuss with them, and then I will enjoy the food. And I know some people that are quite nice there. Oh, there are other people, but I mean, generally, I just found religion can do good things because some of the people before they were like addicted to drug or alcohol, but because of this religion, they changed a lot. So yeah, and also introduced me to be a vegetarian. And at the beginning, it's really difficult because I don't know how to cook delicious vegetarian food. So it's suffering because you want to eat something delicious, and I cannot cook nice ones. But now it's all fine because I learned to cook very quite delicious vegetarian food. So it's just the process you have to get through. It's just something that yeah everyone have to been through probably. I like to cook India food, paneer, paneer. Yeah, mainly paneer. Uh, and of course, they have something called vegetarian meat. It's like it looks like meat, it tastes like meat, but actually is vegetarian. It's more like tofu, made by soil. And there are a lot of Chinese dishes are made by soil anyway, so I can just combine them together. And I generally like to eat something spicy. But the thing is, I eat too spicy food sometimes. And literally yesterday, my stomach just disturbed, which is so, oh my God. And every time when I'm talking about food, I feel hungry. Mm, paneer. Yeah, paneer. That paneer cheese. So tasty. I remember once I was in a Sikh restaurant, Sikh, that religion, and uh, that is like a family opened vegetarian restaurant in Birmingham, and they have a lot of delicious uh, vegetarian food. One of it impressive one is pizza, vegetarian pizza. So so tasty. The cheese and the vegetarian, it's vegetarian. It tastes like chicken though. Oh, it's just so tasty and uh, spicy as well. And I remember once I actually ordered vegetarian kebab. Can you believe that? Vegetarian kebab. And it's like a mixture of all different kind of soil-made vegetarian meat. They're so cold, and they make a lot of spicy sauce on it. Oh my god, I miss that. I'm vegetarian too. Chinese version of paneer, chili paneer. Oh, even just hear about it, it feels tasty. It sounds tasty. Oh, seriously, I think I'm going to have some food now. I'm hungry. And also, I didn't have lunch today. All I got is some cookies here, and this is not enough. It's even finished. All right. It's really nice today, and thank you all so much. Um, there are another two person. I don't know who are you, but thank you for accompanying me, and it was really nice to have a conversation like this with you. The first time I do the streaming, but I really enjoyed it. And in the future, I will organize something better so we can always have a face-to-face conversation. And thank you so much. Yeah, so I'm gonna go get some food now. I'm really very hungry now. All right. See you next time then. That's glad I caught the end of the stream. Yeah, thank you. See you. See you. See you again. Bye bye.